Ladies and gentlemen, let me apologize for a little bit of shaking of the table. We're gonna do some stabilizing eventually, but the person next to me, who is very knowledgeable and highly recommended, his name is Mike. He's a photographer, and what's great about that guy, not only that he is pretty amazing portfolio has, but he is a friend of my friend Udor, and as you probably know, Udor is the guy who do not have just anybody in his friend list. So once I got a recommend, Udor mentioned Mike that is a good dude and really cool person. I certainly got excited to meet that guy. Let's find out why do you take pictures and why do you like photography?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to have this opportunity. I started photography with a recommendation of a friend who was interested in doing this type of National Geographic kind of thing, so like animals and things like that. And he had the patience to be like standing like for like 9 hours not moving to try to see the bird fly. Wow. But at that point he was updating his gear, so he sold him his old one, and I started just like playing around and messing like and taking pictures and things like that. And I was trying to figure out, okay, what should I really enjoy taking pictures? So I'm probably like a lot of other photographers, and start like portraits, like maybe things like that.
You do a lot of fashion now.
That's correct, because after experimenting, like I decided to like, oh, fashion is interesting, because with fashion you pretty much can do anything. Okay, as long as like you have this creative vision, okay, you have like an amazing team, you can pretty much like produce on anything that you want. So that's kind of what attracted me to this field.
Okay, what do you think makes guys like you and me and Udor love photography, and specifically fashion photography, which is quite different from like whether if you're taking pictures of the weddings or like birds or flowers and taking pictures of runway, it's a little bit of a different story.
That's true. I think with fashion you see a lot of like creative flows happening, so you kind of never know what to expect, because you're seeing like concepts, you're seeing like ideas, okay, and then it's interesting to see when you have like an idea to actually like see the final result in front of you. And with fashion, okay, it's very dynamic, very exciting. Like you have a lot of energy, a lot of
movement. Like last show, I was filming in September, and we basically got two pieces of data. One, all the photographers got a crappy shit images, and all videographers got amazing footage. The reason was why the models came out on skateboards, and they came out on the rollerblades, roller coaster. So movement was so spontaneous, so fast. We did not expect that all the models will be on the rollerblades. So it was a lot of movement. It was pretty great, but all the pictures came out like the speed was tremendous. So I don't think anybody had enough, meter that show that to get any produced experience is amazing. But as far as pictures, they were kind of crap.
So yeah, I mean, I can see that. Plus, sometimes depending on which venue you attend, because they want to create that like effect when you. So for photographers, sometimes the lighting is not very good, because you have the dark. You want to create that impact, that image when you're walking like on the runway. So when you're sitting there like and trying to capture that information, there are like a lot of variables that need to go through your mind, and they change it like all the time. Like you need to play for aperture, like your ISO, like and shutter speed to try to really like capture the moment in the camera.
You have to do everything manual, and you have to adjust because light. They start the show dark, and then it's gonna go lighter, and then there are like if it's a DJ move, like lights coming. Absolutely, you have to adjust as you go, and you have to be really fast because you don't have a second chance. They're moving really fast. Like so, is there any shortcut how to get prepared for that? Do you talk to designer in advance? Do you talk to light people? Do you do a meter measurement? How do you get ready for the especially if you film house? Like say, on Thursday, Udor was filming house on the monster drink, and I was filming house video. So we kind of and light was like you said, was not so great. So in my case, for example, I used two cameras, and I put on one camera very high ISO, and one camera I had low. So I filmed raw on both. But that way I have kind of arranged, so I have one wide angle set up, and the other one I follow the model really close. So I when I'm gonna edit that, I'm gonna have of the both walls, so it's gonna feel like two people filming instead of just one. But what do you do as a photographer to get that effect, get things right?
Usually what I do, I mean, I talk to the lighting people to get the Kelvin that they're using the light. And I also talk to the videographers, and if it's a venue that I've been there before, I kind of have a feel for how it's going to work. If you've never had this experience and you want to give it a shot, since those places are usually dark, okay, and you need to be careful, because when you take the picture of the model, you also don't want to then like blurry or like out of focus on things like that. So I would recommend like a high ISO, maybe 5000, like 64. The speed is probably like 100, like 200. Okay, like
200. I think like 600.
So I mean, you start usually when you're in the runway, you can try to get a few. You do like some test shots, because there's always like people moving. Okay, even like for guests are sitting on the chair, or just like some people like standing like runway, they pose there, like they do some tests. So you take some test shots to get a feel for that. Okay, so you can do like 200, like 300, 500, something like that. And you also may talk to your fellow photographers. Okay, there's like people that have done that before. You can get some tip of what they use.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, you have a talented and a knowledgeable person in front of you. I would suggest look him up. Mike, what is your Instagram?
It's MTAV Photo. It's MTAV Photo.
If you need a good photographer, which city are you from?
I'm based in Indianapolis, but I'm in New York very often.
Okay. So Indianapolis guys, listen up. You have a local guy who can do things for you. Thank you.